You put your foot in that. Hello, Peal Mae Perkins here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. You put your foot in that, where I teaches you how to prepare soul food. That's S-O-L-E. That's in your foot. Today, we're gonna make macaroni and cheese. I'm gonna show you how it's done. You gotta put your foot in it. Put your foot in your bowl. Put your foot in your bowl. Gotta put your foot in. Put your foot. Put your foot. Put your foot. You gotta put your foot. So I'm recording this video for the YouTube. You see, a lot of these young girls, they want to cook. And some of them think they can cook, but they can't cook. No, I've been watching video after video, and nobody put their foot in the food. I mean, nobody. And so I say to myself, Pearl, it ain't their fault. I ain't gonna fault them because nobody told them. And so I figure I'll go ahead and make these video here and show them how it's done. Because, you know, they get on there and they do a lot of stuff right, but when it comes to the end, the most important part of cooking is you gotta put your foot in it. You see, my mama taught me, and my grandmama taught her, and my grandma taught me, and I taught my kids, and I taught my grandchildren. Well, not all of them, some of them. Some of them ain't that bright. They ain't that good at learning. You know, it takes a little bit of patience to learn how to cook. And so, anyway, I'm gonna show you how it's done, how to put your foot in the food. So, I was making some macaroni and cheese, so I'll just go ahead and show you how I do that. So, pay attention and I'll learn you. Gotta put your foot in it. So as you can see, I have my water boiling, and I'm gonna salt the water, and then I'm gonna add my macaroni. Now, as you can see, I like to use the shells. Some people like the elbow, but the shells I find, I have like a cup that holds all the sauce, so I like the shells. Okay, so after it's done, you're gonna go ahead and drain it off in a colander or a strainer. And then you're gonna use the same pot to make your cheese sauce. So you're gonna put some butter in the pot, and I always use butter. Go ahead and melt down the butter. Some people use margarine, and I guess that's okay, but butter tastes better. And so after the butter, use half and half in here. Or you can use whole milk, but I just prefer the half and half. That's the milk with the cream, and it just gives it a better taste. And so after that, I'm beating my eggs with some of the half and half, and going to incorporate that into the milk. And so this isn't hot yet, because otherwise you cook your eggs. So you're gonna beat that in there before it's hot. And don't worry about the measurements. I'm gonna put that all below for you to look in the comments for the recipe. All right, so now it's time to season your macaroni and cheese. Some people don't season it. I don't understand that. But I put the chicken bouillon. I like the powder, or the chicken bouillon powder, and the white pepper. If you don't have white pepper, you can use black pepper, but the white pepper is the one I use. And then I have some onion powder, and some garlic powder. Now all that is going to season up that macaroni just right. Alright, so get that all incorporated in there, and then you're going to let it heat, but not to a boil, just below boil. And then you'll start adding your cheeses in, and I'll put lots of cheese, and all different types of cheeses. And so you stir those in real good. Now, everything that tastes good ain't good for you. You know, some of y'all people got them lactose or lactose intolerance. So you got the lactose intolerance, and when you have all that milk and all that cheese, it gives you the gas and the wind, something terrible. So if you're going to be eating the macaroni and cheese, you might want to make sure you're at home. Or, like Walter Lee, I give him them lactose pills, you know, them lactases. And they seem to do them pretty good. So if you have that problem, you know, I just give him a handful of them and he's all right. So go ahead and work all that cheese until it's melted and stretchy and gooey. So this one here is a smoked cheddar, and you don't need a whole lot of that because it's strong, but it gives it a nice flavor. So go ahead and stir all that in, and then it'll be time to go ahead and get it in the baking dish. Now, did you know some folks don't bake their macaroni and cheese? They just eat it right off the stove with the cheese sauce. But I bakes mine. So go ahead, and I like to lay it, so I put it in there, and I lay the cheese on top of there, and then I put another layer on there, and get that stirred in there, and then get another layer on there, and then once it's all incorporated, then you can put a little more cheese on top. Now I already got a whole lot of cheese in here, so I don't need too much on top. But if you like a lot on top, go ahead and put a lot on top. So I have my oven preheated to 350, and I'm gonna bake the macaroni and cheese for about 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, so now the macaroni and cheese has baked, and now is one of the most important, if not the most important part of the dish. It's time to put my foot in it. So just stay tuned, and I'm going to show you how it's done. So you want to let the macaroni and cheese cool a bit before you stick your foot in it. I let it cool, but it's still a little hot. So I'm just patting it like this here. Yeah, you gotta get down in it though if you're gonna really put your foot in it. You gotta turn your foot around in there and really, you see that stretchy gooey cheese, you really wanna get that all mixed up in there. So let's see how it came out. I done put my foot in it, and it should be perfect. But you always gotta taste it, you know, and see. So let's see here. I tell you, that came out good. So go ahead and try this recipe and put your foot in it. And if you try it, go ahead and comment below and tell me how it come out. Because if you do it right, it's gonna come out right. You put your foot in. People say that you gotta make food with love, and that's true. But the most important thing is you gotta put your foot in it. You put your foot in that.